webinar currently. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Okay, I call this meeting to order at 7:05. Is there anything anyone wants to subtract or add to the agenda? Brianna?
Can ASRF and the TGMF be striked on behalf of AAC, please? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Phoebe?
All right, can you strike TGIF from the agenda?
Josh?
Hi, can we please strike capital contingency funding, please?
Anna?
Hi, can SWC be a written report today?
Yes. Alicia?
Can you strike ARC allocations, please? And also, can my report be spoken today? Thank you.
Yes. Divine?
Can you strike bag, please? And then can you also, I don't know if I should if I strike a resolution, I can bring it back up and new business later on, like at another day, right? Or do I have to, does it completely be like stricken? I would table it. Okay. Can I table the resolution that we have up for support of UAW? And I can go into more detail now, or I don't know if I should wait as to why I'm striking it.
You can kind of give a little spiel now if you want.
Okay, yeah. Old business. Okay, got it. Yeah, so I'll just strike it. I just, obviously we are all in support. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but the external vice president created this office created this resolution. A lot of you guys backed it in solidarity and support of the strike that's happening. We want to continue our support without co-opting, and that includes making sure that UAW and also the other organizations that are striking are on board with the resolution and the wording of the resolution. And they have not responded back to the email that we sent out and the questions that a few of us also asked them, obviously because they're extremely busy at the time. But because of that, we want to continue our solidarity while also making sure that we don't overlap and overstep our boundaries and supporting them. So for that reason, we will table the resolution until further notice. Yeah, so that's my reason. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a motion, right? So do we have to like second and vote?
I'm sorry, Phoebe, I could barely hear you.
Oh, sorry. Tabling requires like a motion, right? So if that was like Divine's motion, do we have to like second and like vote on it?
Well, the motions, it's going to be wrapped up all in the approving of the agenda in general. So
Okay, got it.
yeah. Okay, I have a couple things to add. So the first thing is, so per the bylaws, the election board chair has to appoint individuals to the executive committee. And it says that it has to get the approval of the council. Now, it doesn't say specifically if all these individuals have to go through like the appointments review. They don't have to go through appointments review committee. And so what I wanted to do was just, because we have a vice chair, director of endorsements, director of external relations, director of marketing, director of investigations. I was going to put it to where only the vice chair had to come toward, well, they're all going to be here, but I wanted to make it to where the vice chair did the actual like opening statement, answer questions, did a closing statement, and then we voted on them. And then everyone else, I thought it'd be appropriate if they were just consent items. The bylaws doesn't specify whether none of them have to go through ARC in general. And the only reason that I'm making the vice chair do the interview is because they have the potential to be the director of the elections board. Like they have a potential to be the chair if something were to happen to the current chair. So what is everyone? Jessica?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, because usually the directors for election board are stipended positions, and any stipend position does have to go through ARC. So even though it's not explicitly stated in the bylaws, by nature of it being a paid stipend position, it would still need to follow that process. So I just want to clarify if this is like a stipended director that's getting appointed versus if it's like staff that's unpaid. Then that's a different case. But yeah, if they are being paid, they should go through ARC and have a formal interview with council.
Oh yeah, well let me, because Anna just hit me up. Actually, Anna's here. She's a panelist. Can you promote her so she can kind of like let us know real quick?
Hi guys. For some reason I can't turn on my video, otherwise I would, but nice to see you all. I guess I would just say that I wasn't expecting that because I know last year the as vice chair and my directors did not have to do ARC. We were just hired and then we came to USAC to be approved. But if that is like a technicality that we want to follow, then yeah, I can definitely have my directors do that and we'll come back to you in winter, I guess.
Okay. All right, that yeah, we'll just do that. We'll set that up with Milan and we'll go through that. Okay. Well, and then the next thing I just wanted to add a resolution. So a resolution urging UC and the UC and UCLA leadership to advocate for the release of Evan Hernandez, who's a double Bruin and an LA public defender. So I'll have someone from my team come and read out that resolution. A lot of good friends of Evan and I'm sorry, Avon and his brother reached out. I had a meeting with them. He's a double Bruin who's currently being held in Venezuela illegally. So we want to, we create a resolution and trying to garner some support for that to bring attention to that. I'll drop that in the chat so you can put the actual verbiage and the link to the resolution. Give me a second, okay? So, all right. Without further ado, can we get a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Okay, Theodore motions, Eliana seconds, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Really quick, as a proxy, I don't vote for behalf of Daniela, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. You'll just kind of speak up in regards to the office and stuff though.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right, we got, how many hands we got? 1, 2, 8, we got 9, we're missing, okay.
Teddy, is your thing not perfect?
Anna, are you here? Okay. 6, 9, 7. All right, by a vote of 11 to 0, the motion passes and the agenda is approved. Okay, next up is the approval of the minutes. I hope everyone was able to review the minutes from last week's meeting. Are there any, can everyone lower their hand, please? Are there any questions, concerns, or comments about last week's minutes? Sydney, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, so I didn't actually send out the minutes because I was having a lot of trouble accessing the recording. So I talked to Jessica about it and she said something about like being able to vote on it for next week to approve the minutes. If that's okay.
So Jessica, you want me to table the minutes from last week?
Yeah, if we can table till next week, just to give Sydney more time to go in and do a thorough review, because it doesn't make sense for you all to vote to approve minutes that are not fully complete and reviewed ahead of time. So yeah, if we can just table it till next week. So then next week's agenda, you'll have 2 sets of meeting minutes to approve. So you'll have to do 2 motions separately for each one, just to clarify and like specify the date that you're approving. So yeah, if that's okay with everybody, I think that would be the better path forward.
All right, can we get somebody to motion to table the approval of the minutes to next week?
I move to table the minutes from last week to next week.
Can we get a second?
I second.
All right, Divine motions, Naomi seconds, all in favor, please raise your hand. All right, and by a vote of 11-0, the motion passes. And last week's minutes will be tabled to next week. It's a tongue twister right there. Okay, next up we have public comment. Public comment is a time for individuals from the UCLA Bruin community to come to USAC and kind of express any comments, questions, or concerns that they may have on any issues on campus. So if you want to be promoted to say anything, please raise your hand to be promoted. See, we already knew to promote Clara. All right, the floor is yours.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here to give the weekly CalPERS update on what we've been up to. So the main thing is that this past weekend, we had our statewide fall conference, and it was actually hosted at UCLA. So students from CalPERS chapters across the state came to this campus to participate in trainings, discussions about our future campaigns, and work on leadership development. And it was really exciting to see all of the students from other schools and just like a cool opportunity for UCLA to be able to host this quarter. And the other big thing is that this week is Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, which is a week-long annual event that's created by the student perks, but has now actually grown to something like much bigger that a lot of organizations also participate in. And it's part of our Hunger and Homelessness campaign, which we're working on for our Basic Needs Initiative. And so the campaign is putting on a lot of events this week to fundraise and raise awareness for hunger and homelessness on campus. So we're doing bake sales and fundraising events for the LA Food Bank, as well as food collection drives for the CPO Food Pantry. So that's a little bit about what we're doing this week. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your meeting.
Thank you so much for coming. Okay, and now, do we have anyone else that want to give public comment? Going once, going twice. Okay, I'll be closing public comment at 7:17. All right, next up, we have contingency programming. Josh.
Hey everybody, for this week, we had a total contingency request of $14,865.01, and we recommend an allocation of $10,583.16. And this covers 24 different non-USAC entity related events, and happy to go into more detail if need be. And I'll put that in the chat here in a second.
Okay, thank you so much, Josh. All right, does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns about that? All right, if not, can we get a motion?
Move to approve this week's contingency funding allocation of $10,583.16 for 24 non-USAC entity-related events.
And I'll second that.
All right, Eliana motions, Keegan seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. All right, by a vote of 11-0, the motion passes and contingency program is approved this week. Hey, one, I just tried to promote Julia. For some reason, it's saying that she's declining to be promoted to a panelist.
She's in here now as a panelist.
Oh, okay, I guess I see another attendee as Julia.
I think, yes, there was something that she was declining originally, and I think I might have tried to promote somebody else by mistake, but now she's in here.
Okay, no problem. Naomi, you got your hand raised still, or? Okay. All right, next up, we have SFS allocations.
Hi, everyone. For SFS allocations this week, we received a total request of $3,281.52, and we recommend the approval of the $3,281.52 to 4 non-CSC organizations and 0 CSC organizations, and this is a consent item. I also typed it in the chat. And then Julia's going to be my proxy for tonight. So please be kind. She is an amazing, amazing CSC staff member. Thank you, y'all. I'm hopping off.
Good night, Juan. Appreciate you.
All right, awesome. Yeah, as Juan stated, that is a consent item. So if no one has any questions, comments, and concerns, it is approved. All right, moving forward. I'm sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties over here right now. I'm sorry, y'all. The agenda just disappeared on my computer. I'm trying to find it right now. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, next up we have SWC program fund allocations. Anna.
Yes, hi all. Okay, so this week the SWC programming fund allocated $500 to non-SWC groups. And I'll drop that in the chat too.
Okay, that is also a consent item. So if no one has any questions, comments, or concerns, it is approved. All right, moving forward, we'll get straight into appointments. So we have an appointment for the ASUCLA Board of Directors. Has Alejandra been promoted yet? Oh, I see they have been promoted. All right, without further ado, the floor is open for your opening statement.
All right, thank you so much, Carl. I would share my video, but for some reason I can't. So hi, everybody. My name is Alejandra Castellanos. I go by Ali. I'm a third-year public affairs major and anthropology minor, and I'm currently seeking the ASUCLA Board of Directors position. I had an informational interview with one of the current members of the board, Widia. In our conversation, I was able to understand that the board of directors is more of a heavily business-focused activity or role with various subcommittees that members are expected to join and participate in. The role of the student representative is to advocate for the interests of students on campus in the area of services currently being provided by ASUCLA. So that includes jobs, restaurants, marketing and licensing, stores, and other services like the Starship robots. This experience reminds me of when I served on the student advisory committee for my school district. A lot of students thought this was a direct advocacy role, but the role entailed discussing issues like standardizing communication between students and teachers, implementing gender-neutral restrooms in schools, and other issues like that. Because of my experience in other advisory committees, I feel prepared to enter the ASUCLA Board of Directors. Thank you.
All right, now we'll open the floor for questions from council members. If you have a question, please raise your hand and be recognized. Naomi.
Hello. I know we just interviewed yesterday, but I'll go ahead and ask just for the record. But what do you think you bring to this position? Anything you want to expand about that was in your interview? Happy to give you the floor and space to talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for the space, Naomi. I am part of a variety of different communities here at UCLA. I'm first generation, I'm out of state, I'm low income, and I'm part of the Latinx community. So particularly on the out of state perspective, out of state and international students do pay a premium to attend this institution. So I think that that's a really important facet or important community that I'm a part of that I would want to represent on the board of directors, as well as the low income perspective and the Latinx perspective and the first gen perspective, which are just equally as important in my opinion. So I think that I really do bring that knowledge and experience surrounding a lot of my other identities, as well as being able to have conversations with people who don't share the same identity as I do, and making sure that they're represented as well through what I will be hopefully doing on the board.
All right, next up. Do we have any more questions? Eliana?
Thank you so much. Good to see you here and very impressed. Anyhow, I was just wondering what is something about associate students that you would change and what's something you would like keep the same?
Yeah, no, thank you so much for your question. I think that the ASUCLA Board of Directors in particular has done a pretty good job during COVID in terms of the WESCOM collaboration with ASUCLA, USAC, and the Graduate Student Association as well for COVID-19 relief. So I would like to see something similar continue to be implemented as more of like a mutual aid type thing for students who are like financially at risk to have that opportunity to get those resources and funding. But I think something that was definitely a step in the right direction the ASUCLA Board of Directors was a part of was the CalFresh initiative. So basically they were able to have the CalFresh benefits be accepted at the student union, which I think is a fantastic step for students who are low income. So that's something that I want to continue to focus on the board of directors is improving that accessibility for low income students to access a lot of resources on campus.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I seen Theodore hand raised first. Did you lower it or? All right, Phoebe.
Hi, my question's about sustainability. I was curious, how do you think ASUCLA could improve sustainability wise? And then just like some more context for that. Sometimes ASUCLA like has statements that it operates as like a separate entity compared to like to the larger campus in terms of like adherence to the sustainability plan. I just wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, of course. I think sustainability is something that's incredibly important when we're looking at decisions that are being made for the entire campus, which are decisions that ASUCLA is making. So I would really want to ensure that there's some sort of accountability when we're making these like big business decisions in terms of ensuring that it's not going to have a negative environmental impact on, you know, the surrounding community or the community at large. So I think it's really important to keep that in mind when we're discussing, you know, whether it's like the tailgates that they might put on, anything like that. So I definitely like hear you in terms of sustainability, and I would ensure that that is a part of the conversation.
All right, and if we don't have any more questions, that is the final question, and you may now give your closing statement.
Well, thank you so much for your time and your consideration for the board of directors role. I'm certain that I have the necessary skills and perspective in order to, again, advocate for the wide variety of communities that I am a part of at UCLA. I am incredibly grateful for all the opportunities that have already been given to impact the UCLA community. This role would be my priority if I were confirmed to the board. With my demonstrated interest in this position, I feel readily equipped to represent these student voices on the board. Thank you again so much for your time.
All right, can we hear ARC's recommendation?
Ali with the 3-0.
All right, it sounded a little muffled, but it sounded like you said 3-0.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right, and now we'll open up the floor for discussion amongst council members. Does anyone have anything, questions, concerns, or comments regarding this appointee, potential appointee? Going once, going twice. All right. If not, can we get a motion?
I move to appoint Alejandra Angelica Castellanos for ASUCLA Board of Directors.
A second.
Okay, Alicia motions, Naomi seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Teddy?
All right, By a vote of 11 to 0, the motion passes. And Alejandra is now on the ASU-CLA Board of Directors. Congratulations. Okay. Moving forward. All right. And just a heads up, everyone. So like for future purposes with voting, just make sure you guys are paying attention. Cause like I'm just if your hand's not raised, I'm just gonna assume that like you're not voting that way. Cause I don't want to seem like I'm like coercing everybody to vote yes or something like that, you know. So I'll just have to like, okay. Theodore says Wi-Fi, like, yep, the Wi-Fi, man. We working on it. So I got you though. Okay, so for this week, so now we're going straight into officer reports. All right, so for this week, a lot of collaborations with the other UCs regarding the current undergraduate academic worker strikes that are going on. Also, went with someone from my team yesterday with the strikes, and we were passing out waters and stuff and just, supporting the strikes in every way we can. So going to be doing the same thing tomorrow. I'll go buy a couple cases of water and, just pass them out to everyone, to all the ones that are currently striking. So we really need to support them. I know I've seen a couple council members, that have been there striking and just, supporting that. So, good on you. And, I just encourage everybody to continue to strike and support those individuals because they deserve a livable wage. It's crazy that they have to fight for like the bare minimum, but that's what they're fighting for. So yeah. Next thing, worked on this resolution currently, the Avon Hernandez resolution, which we'll kind of talk about a little bit later on. I have someone from my team that'll be coming to present that. So there's that. I had a couple meetings with my team, one for our internship program, which, we'll be starting in wintertime. And the other one was just, just a general body meeting and a cabinet meeting regarding future operations within my office and on campus. And yeah, those are pretty much the updates that I have. I'll be passing it to the internal vice president.
Hey, is this my turn? Yeah. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Yes, it sounds a little weird, but it's not bad.
Okay, so sorry. My internet's actually so bad right now. I don't know why I keep disconnecting. But I'll try and make it kind of short. So for ARC, we interviewed the applicant for UCLA board of directors. And we had that appointment for my office. We had a final staff meeting yesterday. And we just kind of closed the office for the fall and then figured out what we're going to do for next quarter. But my directors are still working on different things. Even though the like all staff meetings ended. So we're working on the Cooper and Ray Awards and event, where we design like pins and awards to reward winners in the future with the UCLA case management services. We officially booked Kirkhoff Dance 1 on February 1st from 6 to 9. And we decided on the layout and logistics for that event. And nominations are still open and close and are going to close December 2nd at 11:59. So if you want to nominate anyone, please do it soon. We also finished the sticker voting for the ASUCLA t-shirt contest, and then helped ASUCLA pick the top 20 designs, which will be released tomorrow. So keep an eye out for which designs will be on the top 20 for you all to pick from. Other than that, we're also working on our campus safety alliance fall meeting, which will happen on Thursday, and all the voting members have received an email from me about attending potentially, but here's the link to submit questions. We have a variety of topics, and if you all want to come and speak on different topics regarding campus safety to administrators, come out or submit questions to that Google forum. Education accessibility is also working on the off-campus living fair, and we're now working with Bruin Media to maybe provide more marketing material and resources for students through like brochures. And then my transparency and accessibility committee are working on our IDP office transparency report. But that's all. Hopefully you all can hear me. But I can also link the agenda for me if that's helpful. Or not the agenda, my office report for Sydney.
Awesome. Thank you, Milan. That was a lot. Thank you. I forgot two things. I did meet with the chancellor, our first meeting of the year. Yeah, I was able to kind of, discuss a lot of the, main issues that are bothering campus, especially like the Wi-Fi. a lot of follow-ups that needs to be done, because I didn't get a lot of the answers I was looking for. So for the next meeting, I'll make sure that I kind of, reach out to y'all to make sure that I kind of, get some of the biggest issues that you guys are thinking from your perspective offices, and I can take that to them as well next time. Also, this week I'll be sending out an email to everyone regarding the huge student body email that we usually send out once a quarter. So I know we kind of talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Just everyone start preparing that. If you can start preparing that like tonight or tomorrow, like just start preparing like what you want your specific little blurb to go out. I know some of you guys are hiring, some of you have like initiative that you need individuals to hop on, whatever you want to say in your email. Just kind of like, I'll send out like the like, hey, this is what we're not allowed to talk about or whatever. But for the most part, you could pretty much say whatever you need to in the email to reach out to the student body. But it's through UCLA Stratcom, so they're sometimes very specific about certain things. So, but I'll send out an email regarding that. So everyone just start preparing that so we can get that out to the UCLA student body, all right? And now back to External Vice President.
Yeah, so for this past week, I've been in continual contact, but specifically for this with the UAW strike with the graduate EVP Ernesto. He's currently in UCSF for the Regents meeting, which I'll get into. So in contact with him and keeping him updated, and he's keeping me updated about what San Francisco vibe is. The Regents meeting, like I just mentioned, is tomorrow and Thursday, I believe. Yeah, tomorrow and Thursday. If you're interested in giving a public comment on behalf of speaking out on the strike promotion of the strike and academic workers, please let me know. The BAG Bruin Advocacy Grant applications are due this Friday. We have been reaching out to other orgs for Lobby Corps, and we'll begin applications for Lobby Corps very soon. Again, it's not only specific for mother orgs. So if anyone in your teams or anyone that you know is interested in learning about lobbying, how to lobby without being fully involved with EVP and the baggage that comes with that, there's not a lot of baggage, I'm just saying, but the time commitment that comes with it, Lobby Corps is a great option. So please spread the word. I'm sure there'll be graphics coming along. Going back to the Regents, we have some people doing public comment not related to UAW. So we've been preparing them for that. We decided not to go to San Francisco just to have a lot of the team members be here on campus, as well as being able to give phone public comment. So that's what people are going to be doing this time around. Again, going back to the strike, we are mobilizing folks within our office and continuous in conversation with other UCs and seeing how the temp check is over there. In terms of civic engagement, we were the top university in California for the ballot bowl, which, in case people don't know, that basically means with a specific link that the ballot bowl is registered to, we registered the most students through that specific link than any other school in California. So shout out to our civic engagement team for really kicking ass and signing students up and registering students. We are doing outreach for SOCC. If you're interested, if anyone in the team is interested, again, please let me know. We are doing big outreach. We want a big UCLA representation during this conference. Again, all expenses are paid for under the EVP office. So please take advantage of student fees, because that's where they're going towards these conferences. We met with UCLA Transportation and collabing with them for a local transit guide last week. The local transit guide is underway. I think I mentioned this before, but it's basically going to be talking about free public transportation as well as easy transportation to areas outside of Westwood. We are excited to have Katie, I cannot pronounce her last name, Katie Young Y, our new CD5 representative. No more Koretz, thank God. I don't know if I can say that, but I'm saying it because he was not very student oriented. But so we are doing initial wave of outreach to her and her team, so that we can continue those strong relationships and from the beginning and have a good supporter on our side on the council. We are planning a meeting with Andrew Lewis for attendance right work that we are working on. On the state side, there was resolution passed within UCSA. I'm completely blanking on the name of the resolution, but it was passed with UCSA this last weekend. There was a UCSA meeting for November this last weekend in Merced. There's a lot of topics talked about. If you're interested, I can go in more detail. Just message me privately. And also on state side, we're setting up meetings with new legislators because there's a new wave of just everyone. So we're setting those and having those conversations with new folks. On the federal side, they are working to get federal stakeholders on supporting the UAW strike. We had a wave of new hires, so they're onboarding their teams. There's also election brief created for our office to kind of see what relationships we want to keep moving forward and ones that we want to make. Again, yesterday was all staff and we introduced some new team members and we had a CalFresh presentation, which was great. That was a lot, all to say that if this sounds interesting to you, if you're interested in any external relations related things, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or any of my team members. I'm always accessible to you. At least I try to be as accessible as I can, but you guys know who to contact. Okay, thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Next up, we got Gen Rep 3.
Thanks, everybody. So we launched the microgrants program and we already got a really cool application, which we already accepted from Urban Bruins, which has a really cool idea for like a social party that they're going to charge people for, and the money will go to scholarships for like students in underserved urban communities. So shout out to Urban Bruins. They're amazing. You also like follow their Instagram and promote them and stuff. And anyhow, yeah, great group. Such an honor. And everyone send in your applications. Like council members can also apply, send it over to others too. Anyhow, so that is exciting. Signed up for public comment. So planning on covering some disability rights, and we'll also plunge into strike because only fair. Plus that's also a disability rights issue because they've been fighting for disability rights and regions have been totally rejecting that, along with totally rejecting not paying poverty wages. So yeah, solidarity. What else? Not my brain going blank, but is there anything else? My bad. I guess I'll just have to. I have a really cool event. Remember with Denise Oliver Velez and had to get canceled because unforeseen scheduling stuff. If you rescheduled, going to be November 29th, sorry, at noon. So I'll put a post out about that soon. Would appreciate if y'all want to come or promote. Very excited. And yeah, shout out. And I have an oral history project, which I'm working on. So if you want to be interviewed or know people who want to be interviewed, let me know about that too. And yeah, always an honor to work with all you awesome people and all the awesome groups at UCLA. Much love.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Community Service Commissioner.
Hey everyone, my name is Julia. I'm the Assistant Commissioner and I'm filling in for Juan today. So this week for CSC, the outreach directors and our other CSC staff members showed up to support the UAW strike. We were able to distribute some snacks to the UAW members, and we are currently drafting a letter of support from CSC. The commissioner also met with a graduate student researcher from the Anderson School of Business who's working with the UCLA Division of Student Affairs. So if a person named Jonathan reaches out to any of you guys, Juan referred him to you, so please be warm and welcoming. And they are working to collect feedback from student leaders. Tonight, our commissioner and other CSC staff members are representing CSC at the SIOC committee deliberations. And upcoming for CSC is our tailgate happening this weekend at the USC game. And then CSC is also working to transition the CS mini committee members and launch that committee off of its feet. As a reminder, we still have plenty of appointments left, so please help us push the application out. And lastly, CSC is continuing to prepare for winter quota programming.
All right, thank you so much. All right, next up, we have Cultural Affairs Commissioner.
I believe she sent a Slack message. Oh wait, my bad, Rob.
Yeah, it might be the Wi-Fi. We'll just come back to Cultural Affairs Commissioner. Facilities Commissioner.
Hi, everyone. So Facilities Commission for this week, we had a meeting with Vice Chancellor Gordon and Assistant Vice Chancellor It's up below last Thursday about hybrid access and sustainability at UCLA. We didn't get to cover very much of the sustainability topics, but we learned a lot about the accommodations process, what paperwork looks for housing, and initiatives for making sure like more coursework is accessible for all students in the future. We're still collaborating with Office of the President on a Sustainability Awareness Week during week 7. We met with the Office of Sustainability to gather a list of administrators that we want to invite to one of our panel or networking events on Thursday of that week, and creating a one-pager of helpful items for students that want to get more involved in sustainability. One of our committees called Sustainagoals is working on creating a sustainability section for the UCLA mobile app, and they actually have a Google Form survey collecting feedback on the UCLA mobile app, which I will drop in the Zoom chat after I'm done with the officer report. They've been working with dining for the past year to introduce reusable diningware as a pilot program at takeout locations on the Hill, such as like Ronde. So then you like swipe it, you get your food and takeout container, you drop it back off, and it's all tracked so that we don't have to like, use disposable diningware every day. It like produces a lot of waste on the Hill. Simple fix, kind of. They're working on this white paper to figure out how the program will look like, and there will be more updates on that soon. And then likewise for the Kirchhoff Coffee House, they're trying to introduce reusable mugs. I think it's going to be a pilot program opening in winter or spring where they'll have like reusable mugs on the weekends. So you can be like, I want my coffee for here, and you'll get it in a mug. Brew and Bazaar, our clothing swap and circular fashion committee, is hosting tabling at Fall Fest on the Hill on Thursday. So they're going to be doing a lot of clothing swaps. Also, if anyone has clothes they don't want anymore, we'd love to collect donations, especially guys' clothes. I feel like we have a shortage on those, so that'd be really cool. One of our committees hired 2 new staffers, so they're orienting that. Our transportation committee is still trying to do this universal transit pass pilot next quarter, and I think they're going to do a lot of advocacy around like Sepulveda Transit Corridor for All, because the alignment meetings are supposed to happen in January, and there's Metro Fare restructuring meetings happening, I think like right now, so they're trying to push information about that. We're still trying to get SACBOG filled and our USAC chairperson hired because the USAC chairperson left a couple of weeks ago. Our publicity team wants to create some content about in solidarity with the strike. I know a lot of other offices in USAC have already created like resources on how to support. So ours might just be engaging like our staffers and asking them to think about like the strike and just like providing some of that undergraduate support from like individual voices. And 2 last things. One is for the resolution that we passed for the hiring of the associate CAE director. I think I'm gonna have to follow up on the email with SEPI just because we didn't get a reply yet on what the next conversation and meeting action items are. And this last update is a fun one. We have this tradition in facilities commission called Take Home Berry, or like Berry Styles. We have like this teddy bear with sunglasses, and each week a staffer takes it and they present at our GM what they do. And it's actually a really great bonding experience, and I encourage everyone to have a mascot for their office. It's a really cool tradition that we have now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, next up, we have the Financial Supports Commissioner.
Hi, everyone. Sorry it's loud in here. I've decided, let me see if I can go outside decaf. For Financial Supports Commissioner, we had our first workshop on the past Thursday, and it went really well. We had it, we partnered with Bruin Hedge Fund. For next quarter, we're planning to do like a speaker series, hopefully with the Black Bruin Resource Center. So we're excited about that. We're still trying to do New York Times stuff, so we're setting up meetings with student affairs because things haven't gone fully as planned with the library. We are starting to get the eye clicker lab coat goggles thing for next quarter, just like making sure we have returns set up, and then probably advertising a bit more, so because we still have some resources left, so more students will have access to them. We partnered with the scholarship resource, the scholarship office, to get a banner on, I think it's on Bruin Walk. And then we've so far gotten some discounts to businesses in Westwood. One of the main ones is I think we're about a 10% discount at Rocket Fizz. We're just hammering out the details now. And again, this is all due to like the great work of my directors. And I think that's pretty much it for my office.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have the Student Wellness Commissioner. Well, actually, that's written. We're going to link that, the written report. Next up, we have the Transfer Student Representative.
Evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, good. Hi. So biggest thing this past week was the football game, basically providing free tickets to transfer students. It was a success at the TSC and the office. More so the TSC. We gave out more tickets on Wednesday than Thursday. Yeah, it was just a great opportunity to just speak to just so many transfer students, so diverse, whether being still quite young like ourselves or being parents with dependents, having served in the military. And so, yeah, it was a great experience. Just hearing people's backgrounds, where they're coming from, some out of state, obviously many in state. And so that was a great opportunity. I sent them to the game. I didn't know it was going to be a heartbreaker. So I apologize for sending them to a game that we should not have lost, but it's okay. Essentially, in regards to my staff, basically, to those who I provided basically email opportunities, everyone has replied, and so now it's just setting up the scheduling and working now one-on-one. And so basically, phone calls will be sent out to the staff that are being hired. So that's a plus. In regards to the not the protest, the strike. Yeah, the strike is pretty. It's a great opportunity for these injustices to be essentially addressed. Though I would say the strike doesn't necessarily affect the transfer student body directly, because most transfer students have already completed coursework that most TAs teach, such as lower divs. In the end of the day, it does affect future students, future graduate students, and so many of those are transfers. And so I think it's really good to really look into the future, and hopefully one day many transfer students look to graduate study and look to become a TA. And so the last thing we need is these issues still being there. So I and my office are in absolute support of the strike, and we look forward to good outcomes. And yeah, other than that, again, meeting with the TSC as usual. I'm trying to meet with them at least every 3 weeks. So I'm gonna reach out to Karina and Sarah soon. But other than that, that's my report. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. All right, has Alicia joined us again? No, not yet. All right, that's fine. We'll go for Hanzika, International Student Representative.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So this week, firstly, we wrapped up the International Education Week. It was a great success. Lots of events happened and lots of people did show up, so that was really great. I have, besides that, tomorrow I will be making a public comment at the UC Regents meeting regarding how the additional this tuition is going to be affecting international students. Personally, it's with great disappointment that it's really affected us very negatively, because we're already paying a tuition fee higher than everybody over here. There is minimal financial aid for international students, minimal scholarships, and over that there's a difference between the denominations of currencies that are out of even the UC's hands. It's just an economic thing. Currency valuations across the world are different, so even though we're paying in dollars, we're not earning in dollars back home, and that valuation is so high. And it's when I came into UCLA, the Indian rupee was 73 rupees was a dollar, and in the 1 year I've been here, 83 Indian rupees has become a dollar. So the amount of money my parents are now paying for me is just exorbitantly so much more than what it was, and for no fault of any of us. So I will be trying and making all these comments tomorrow. Hopefully they will make an impact. Besides that, it was midterm week for a lot of people, so we had a lot of student organizations reach out to us for different kinds of outreach to create study groups, and we've just been promoting a lot of that in our social media, specifically a lot of boba study sessions. And yeah, within internally in our office, we've just been working on our survival guide. And getting that out hopefully by the end of this year, like by December 31st, we should have our website completely up with this guide up. So that'd be really great. But yeah, I just hope like tomorrow's meeting goes well and my public comment is received well, because it is so important, and it's really like, it's so disappointing to us and it's so pressurizing to us that this additional fee has been charged. And yeah, apart from that, we've been supporting the TAs in their strike for as much as we can do, and I think everyone should be doing that. It's really important. That's about it from my office. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I see we have a question from Roy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, not so much a question as wanting to say hello to council and sort of reintroduce myself. Patty has left us. I was the student union director from like 2006 or 7 through 21 when I retired, but with Patty having stepped out, I have kind of come back on recall to sort of stabilize that or refill the position as we bridge into that which will come next, just because it's very familiar to me. So council and your offices are all really familiar to me, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I was hoping you could also have a face to go with my comment, but hopefully if I'm in my office, my preference is that you feel free to drop by, put your head in my office. Maybe I get a chance to talk to you, find out what your issues are, how I can be helpful, if I can answer any questions. Again, we're just here to lend support. So again, hopefully you will get to know what my face looks like, so that you can all feel free to check in with me. I certainly want to check in with you. And again, I'm here on a renewed tour of duty to support the community that honestly over my many decades on campus really came to love and appreciate the work you guys all do. So again, I'm really anxious to lend my support. So that's really all I wanted to do and say. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Roy. We'll definitely fix the Zoom thing next time, so that everyone can turn their video on and stuff. All right, they say Orlando isn't here. Jessica.
Hi, y'all. I don't really have any updates, but I did just want to share from our events team. Lottery started this week. So hopefully you all received an email about lottery. If you haven't, or if you need to check like what timing your office is or other student organizations are ready for lottery to book space for next quarter. It's all posted on the information window on A-Level, right on the wall, so groups can check their time. And then once all of those time slots are done, then it'll be open to booking. And this is for meeting space only, because event venues you can book more in advance. So this is specifically for any meeting room space. So that's going on this week. So just wanted to make sure to mention that in case if somebody was needing information about their lottery time, you can check in at A-Level. That's it.
Awesome. And Jessica, I just wanted to ask this in front of everybody. So wait, I emailed you about the resolutions, right? Adding the resolutions, because it's missing a lot of resolutions that we passed on the website. So do I not reach out to you about that? Is that I directly reach out to Archie, or?
No, either one of us. I just know that you had mentioned it, so I asked Archie to work with our USAC webmaster to get those uploaded. So we are actively working on getting those up on the site. They should be up shortly. I didn't get a chance today to check if they were posted, so we'll make sure we get any that are missing up, and we'll just be more on top of getting those up immediately in the future. But yeah, if you notice that something is off, and this is not just for resolutions, this is really like any document on the USAC website or anything that's out of date, please just send it to Archie and myself, and we'll make sure our webmaster gets it updated on the site. I know too, there's been some funding apps or funding guidelines that are also out of date when I was checking them earlier today. So same thing for those two. Like if your office has a fund that you oversee and you make any updates or changes to either the guidelines or the application itself, make sure you send it over to us so that we can verify that it's been updated on the website. Because we do have a webmaster, but he is a student, so you know, he's not a full-time professional staff, so we just need a little bit of a heads up to make sure that we can upload and update the documents. But we are working on the resolutions ASAP, so they should, if they're not updated this evening, they will definitely be updated tomorrow.
Okay, are you aware of all of the ones? Because I see Archie sent the email. He wasn't sure which ones that need to be added. Are you aware of all the ones that are missing?
Yeah, we'll go through and check the agendas, the prior agendas and minutes, and make sure we get them all.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so we can do that.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, next up we got is Steven here? Okay, I don't think Steven here. Lori.
Hi guys. Recreation meeting spaces are open for reservation on December 1st. If you're going to the SC football game, arrive early. It's gonna be crazy. I will be somewhere between tunnel 10 and 14 if you want to come by and say hi. And other than that, I got nothing.
Thank you, Lori. Archie. Archie, are you talking?
Can you hear me now? Testing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. So just kind of echo what Jessica said. We are working to update the resolutions. We have the resolution updated for the hiring of the associate center for the accessible education director. So we'll be looking for other resolutions that are absent from the website. So if you see anything that's not uploaded by tomorrow night, please reach out to us so we can get that uploaded. And we are constantly still working on the Kirkhoff Hall project. So if you guys see anything out of order, out of place, or need any kind of work orders, please don't hesitate to email me or give me a call to let me know what you guys need for your office spaces. Outside of that, have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Archie. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. And moving forward, we don't have any old business, but we do have new business. We have a resolution from my office. Can we promote Michael? He's my director of transparency and resolutions. He'll be reading this off. All right, Michael, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can't share your video. We don't know what's going on with that. We're gonna figure that one out. But can you talk?
Hello, are you all able to hear me?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, no worries about the video. But yeah, I have shown my face here before, but my name's Michael. I'm the Director of Resolutions and Transparency.
Hey, wait, Michael, give me a second. I'm sorry. That is one of the important things. Yeah, we did not get sponsors for this.
I'll sponsor.
Do we have sponsors for this, Michael? We just didn't put them or what?
I think that that might have been a miscommunication on that end.
Got you. All right. Can a couple council members take a look over real quick and sponsor so we can get this pushed through? All right, Phoebe's reading it. Eliana says she'll sponsor. And we need one more.
I don't have access. Can you just put me down?
Yes.
Thanks.
Let me share
You
screen.
can put me down too, Carl.
All right, who was that? Theodore or Keon?
Theodore.
All right, thank you. Or we'll go ahead and.
Carl, can you put me down as well?
Yes.
I think you have 3 already, but if not, you can also put me down.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Michael, you are. I'm just gonna start typing the rest of everyone's name. Who just asked to be co-sponsors. You can start. You can go ahead and start. Can you share your screen or no?
Should I go ahead and share my screen for that?
Yeah.
Cool. It looks like my screen sharing is disabled.
All right. Let me share screen. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right. And that is the wrong thing. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. All right, here we go. All right, can everyone see that? You can see that?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, Michael, you can go ahead.
All right, for sure. Yeah, thank you everyone for listening in today. Sorry for the little confusion there, but we're really looking forward to bringing this resolution forward today on behalf of Avon Hernandez, who has been unlawfully detained in Venezuela for a period of time now for several months. And this resolution was written in collaboration with the Bring Avon Home team, which includes his friends and family and UCLA Law alumni. So yeah, I'll start by reading through it. A resolution urging UC and UCLA leadership to advocate for the release of Avon Hernandez, a double Bruin and LA public defender. On March 31st, 2022, Hernandez, a double graduate of UCLA and beloved LA County public defender, was arrested at the Colombia-Venezuela border as he accompanied his friend to get her passport stamped. Avon was transferred to maximum security prison and has been living in a room with no windows and heavily restricted communications ever since. Despite being informed a conspiracy and criminal association investigation would last only 45 days, the false government claims have trapped Avon for over 7 months. He now faces a possible 16-year prison sentence if convicted. And in October 2022, the State Department designated Avon as wrongfully detained officially and placed his case under the jurisdiction of the Special Envoy for Hostage Affairs. On October 4th, 2022, the LA County Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a motion urging county congressional officials and the White House to secure Avon's release. Avon graduated with math and physics degrees from UCLA in 2001, dedicating his life to public service after receiving his Juris Doctorate from UCLA School of Law in 2005, and as a first-generation college and law student. For 15 years in the LA County Public Defender's Office, he served those facing mental health challenges, the indigent, the unhoused, and tirelessly advocating for the Los Angeles community. And UCLA Law alumni passionately advocate for Avon's release, describing him as a beloved mentor, friend, loved one, who is 100% committed to serve vulnerable and immigrant communities. Therefore, let it be resolved that the USAC Council stands in solidarity with Avon Hernandez, his friends and family, and the Los Angeles community in advocating for his immediate release. Let it be further resolved that USAC calls on UC President Michael V. Drake, UC Board of Regents, and UCLA Chancellor Gene Block to meet with the Bring Avon Home campaign and amplify their advocacy. And let it be resolved that USAC urges UC President Michael V. Drake, the UC Board of Regents, and Gene Block to issue a public statement demanding elected leaders bring Avon Hernandez home. And finally, let it be resolved that UC President Michael Drake, the board, and Chancellor Block write a letter directly to the White House urging President Biden to negotiate for Avon's release, including the decision to use humanitarian hostage exchanges if necessary. Thank you so much for reviewing the resolution, and I just got to say too that this is really important. He's not just a double Bruin, but someone who contributed and gave back so much to the community. And the Bring Avon Home team was absolutely ecstatic to work with us, and I think this is something that we could do to really give back. So thank you so much for listening in.
Thank you so much, Michael, for writing this and kind of working with me and the rest of the team on this. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? All right. I think does everyone still see the screen? I think I shared everyone who wanted to be sponsors, right? Co-sponsors. All right, let me stop sharing screen. Okay. All right, if no one has any questions, comments, or concerns, can we get a motion?
I motion to approve this resolution.
Can we get a second?
I second.
All right, Theodore motions, Devon seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. All right, and by a vote of 10 to 0, the motion passes and the resolution is approved. Thank you, everyone. Okay, that is all we have for this meeting. I join this meeting at coming. We can stay for good and welfare if everyone wants to.
I don't think I can stop the recording because I'm not close anymore. I think my internet cut out. But if Jessica or someone who's close, yeah.
I can transfer it back to you.
Okay.
Or do you want me to transfer to somebody else? Is
Or
your
just
internet?
yeah, my internet's kind of acting up, but maybe just there should be a button that just says end YouTube live.
Oh,